What's going on, you loyal listeners? Thank you for tuning in to the L Squared Podcast. I'm your host here, Luke Larson, and joining me today, as per the usual, my very special guest who will be assisting me in leisurely launching you into levity, Old Legs.
Yeah! And we're here to teach you the lesson that it's all about family. And for those of you who didn't know, that is the theme of every episode here. And so it's fitting that we bring it back around and we talk about a movie that is all about family, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. That has kind of been a through line throughout every episode.
Right.
That it's
even more than Manchester by the Sea.
Even more than that. I mean, if we had to do like a 1-2, it's kind of like a 1A, 1B of Manchester by the Sea, and then it's all about family. It's not about the content. It's not about the production quality. It's not about the audio. It's all about family.
It's about family and Corona lights with no lime.
With no lime, sure. Well, you know, a theme in Hobbs and Shaw, and I think a theme with you and I doing this podcast is they didn't really want to work together. You know, they have two very different styles, and so they kind of butted heads.
We got to back it up. You got to introduce what we're talking to.
They all know. They know. Everyone knows. We've talked about it ad nauseum. Everyone out there knows I don't want to be here right now. Everyone knows that I spent my hours of my life that I'm never going to get back this weekend. Everyone knows what I did. Everyone knows what we're going to talk about.
If you'd please just be the fucking host of the show and tell the audience what we're talking about.
Why don't we just do?
And then you can throw on your Cinco FaceTime snoozer and just autopilot, man. Okay, there's a lot of great TV on right now.
Really?
I got to catch up on Euphoria. Succession just started up. I got fucking John Gruden on Hard Knocks.
Oh, that was a great episode.
I'm literally like I'm foaming at the mouth right now.
My favorite part were all.
Seen it. I haven't seen it yet. So
what you're gonna look forward to? My favorite part is all the team meetings where all the coaches and the personnel fake laugh at all John's jokes.
Tell you what, man.
It's a thing of beauty to tell him to see it.
Tell you what, boys, you hit up the shower. But we're gonna go see a movie tonight. Call Hobbs Shaw.
Yeah, and then they're all like, ha ha ha.
I bet John Gruden loved Hobbs and Shaw. I know he's already seen it. I know it's like, you know, well, some would argue it's like a busy time for coaches. You're putting together an NFL team, but I can almost guarantee. I would bet all the equity and stock that we have in L Squared right now. That John Gruden 100% saw Hobbs and Shaw this weekend.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, there's no doubt about it, and he loved it. And he said, "I tell you what, man, football's family, but Hobbs and Shaw's family."
he's like screaming at Mayock to get off his phone when they're in the theaters, and Mayock's like, I mean, like, you hired me to do a job, like it's like, shh,
yeah,
distracting me.
That is kind of like you're like the John Gruden, and I'm like Mike Mayock in this relationship most of the time. In fact,
tell you what, man, we can use some pass rushes.
I mean,
out there.
You guys don't know. It's. I mean, we joke about it, but it's a living nightmare. I mean, Old Legs is actively making my life worse.
It's not a bit.
Every day. It's not a bit.
It's not a bit.
The quality of my life has gone down because of you, directly because of you.
If it were a bit, that would like require me to do some work. And
right. Yeah. Oh, I would love if it was a bit. I would love if we could joke about it. I would love that. Oh my God, that would be so much fun.
Right. That's how you know it's not a bit. I'm like, I told you, man. I'm like the Lane Kiffin of podcast co-hosts here / guests.
Yep.
I just keep following up. I'm going to be on. I booked Marin next week.
Yeah. And at some point it's on me. I mean, I can sit here and bitch and moan all I want, but I mean, if I keep letting you in the door, if I keep re-signing you, that's on me. That's not your fault anymore.
Right.
You are who we thought you were, and I let you off the hook.
I couldn't agree more. Well, should we do it?
Yeah, okay. So Hobbs and Shaw came out, and so we're gonna talk about it. And yeah.
Yeah. You start us off.
Why? I mean,
I'm
okay.
Why?
What is there to start? Okay, so there were the Fast and Furious movies, and then then now they're here with this one.
So my first question, maybe people listening at home,
okay,
were wondering this too. Do you need to see the other Fast and the Furious movies, the other 8 movies, to understand this one?
Yeah.
The question I had coming in.
I mean, obviously, yes.
So right, you're going to be like super lost.
You're going to be lost.
You didn't see the other 8.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
And it's not going to be enjoyable for you. There's nothing there.
Right.
Because really what gives this story its meat are all the previous 8 iterations that they've been building towards this story in particular, very carefully crafted over time to get to this zenith.
Yes.
It's just like, this doesn't... Okay, so like there were Fast Furious movies, The Rock, Jason Statham were side characters in some of them or whatever, and now they have their own movie, and there you go. So it's...
Thank you. Thank you for being a host and
the whole movie.
Shaping the conversation for the audience.
What I want to know is, was this movie real? Because walking out of it, I'm like, this is literally like from the beginning of Tropic Thunder. Like this is one of the movies that they would have shot in Tropic Thunder. I mean, I was like, this can't be real, right? I mean, I don't know if any movie has been, just like so dumb and so actiony, and not even like really tongue in cheek about it. They were just like, yeah, obviously. I mean, it wasn't meta. It wasn't it was just like, no, we're just. And I walked out like, did that actually happen? Like, I mean, if I made a movie to make fun of Fast and Furious, I would have made a movie that was less ridiculous than Hobbs and Shaw, I think. I mean, I just can't. Right. I really can't get over it.
I think you kind of hit on probably the biggest issue with the film. Well, it's hard to. I actually I don't want to really. I don't want to
finish
go
that sentence
right away. But so you're right. There's a couple things going on here, and there's a mold that you could. There's a simple cookie cutter version of this that is probably great. So the reluctant buddy cop thing.
Have we seen that before? Have we ever seen that before?
It's been done. The thing is, you have to have one straight guy. You have to have a straight man,
right?
And then you have to have a funny guy.
Yep.
And so, Rock and Statham are both, I guess you would call them straight guys, but they're both trying to be funny guy,
the character guy, yeah.
And funny guy doesn't work either.
That's very true, yeah.
And also, you have to either go. It has to either be John Wick or it has to be like Rush Hour.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't. And if this one definitely, because you're right. It did take the action. It took itself very seriously. And yeah, it just it really kind of landed in the middle, and it just made it the movie would have been. Here's an incredible movie. Rock and Ryan Reynolds would have been great.
It would have been there. I mean, that
Ryan Reynolds was awesome.
It was.
I was like, oh,
Yeah,
this is good.
This
like,
is actually funny.
Are you taking him along with you? Like,
right. It was like this is actually really funny. This was really hilarious, and it was like, boom.
That's perfect.
That was perfect. You're right.
That's the dynamic you want. You want Rock playing the straight guy, and then Ryan Reynolds playing the funny guy, and there you go.
Boom.
You have it.
Much better movie.
Jackie Chan.
Yep.
Chris Tucker. I mean,
the shit writes itself here.
Yeah, I was so disappointed because I had no idea Ryan Reynolds was in this, and I
didn't either.
It was probably one of the better parts of the film. But,
100%.
I was like, oh wow, this is so much better. Like, and I'm like, god damn. And this actually, man. So who do you think was worse in this film, Rock or Statham? Because I think it's like a really interesting debate.
You know, I think that it kind of goes back and forth, but I think that, boy, that's a really tough question. I think that it seemed like, God, I don't know. I keep going back and forth. I want to say Statham because it seemed like Statham was really trying way too hard through most of it, like trying to be a caricature of Jason Statham the entire time. And like The Rock's character when he was first introduced in Fast 5, yes, I saw that movie. He was like this.
Fast 5 fucking slaps.
It does. It is a good movie. I enjoyed it. It's very dumb, but it's like that was the best. It did.
The Rock saved the Fast and Furious
But like
franchise.
his character in that was like this big asshole. Like he was a fucking dick, and he was in people's faces, and that was a fun dynamic to have. And it was like, it's like he just none of that was really there. I mean, he was just more funny and charismatic, and it's like he didn't have the big fuck off goatee like he had in Fast 5 either, hashtag bring that back. But I mean, it's just like, I think Jason Statham was really, really trying hard, like, to be what we think of as Jason Statham, whereas The Rock was like, I don't even know, like The Rock was probably just being The Rock, and I hated it. And so, I hated, like, yeah, go ahead. Don't get me started on that quite yet. It'll just be the rest of it.
I think you're right. And I will, you're right because, The Rock, I think, and I could be wrong here because I'm starting to, like, doubt myself, over the last, like, couple of years here. But The Rock has proven that he can carry a project. He can headline pretty much any story, any movie, and it's decent.
And
whereas
it'll
Statham,
do okay.
They've tried to make Statham like a A-list guy, but he's just never really done it. I don't think he's like a Seagal. Like he's way better in like a low budget.
Right.
Like,
I was gonna say he's
movie.
like the A-list of B movies. Like if you're gonna do like a B movie, he's like one of the first ones you want in that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he can never be John Wick. He can't be Ethan Hunt. I mean, they've wanted him to be this for I don't know how long, but he just can't do it. And he's so much better in just a limited role. Like I don't know what Fast and the Furious movie was where he was like killing people on the plane with like the baby in his hand. Like that's perfect. That's like a perfect amount of Statham.
Yeah.
And then he's off. And then he's out. He just jumps out of the plane. And
right.
Like, good. Gone.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, I think you're right. Statham was worse. Another question I had.
Great.
Why don't they like each other? I forgot.
Yeah, I don't know, and I haven't seen many of these movies. I mean, I'm pretty sure I stopped after 5. I might have seen 6, like halfway through on TV once, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, and then I was like, I have no interest in these ever. So I don't know. I mean, I never bought that, and that's kind of the crux of the whole thing is that these guys don't like. I was like, I never bought it for a second that they didn't like each other. And when they started to work together and like each other, it was like, well, yeah, I mean, clearly you guys like each other. Like, I don't understand. It was really, I don't know. I just never bought that they didn't like each other. And if I can throw this out there, I think that Jason Statham and, boy, I forgot her name, the main actress girl. Man. She was in Fallout. Vanessa Kirby. So.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I thought you were talking about the one that he kisses. His sister, right?
Yeah, the sister, yeah.
Yeah, Vanessa Kirby.
Yeah,
I don't know who the other girl was.
Vanessa Kirby, I thought that her and Jason Statham had more palpable sexual chemistry than her and The Rock did, which was weird because they play brother sister. And I was like, I really don't. I don't know. It was just annoying.
It's a problem. That's like a problem for The Rock in general. I don't think he's ever had chemistry with like any female actor or actress like in any film.
No, that's
like I was like
that's true.
I don't know if it's just The Rock. He's just like he's too larger than life. Like
right. He's not like a person.
It's like almost a bit like how big he is. Like in every film, there's like every single Rock film opens with him like doing the thing where he eats like 17 eggs.
Yep.
You know, just drinks them down. Like,
yep.
Yeah. Right. Oh, yeah. I forgot we were talking about why they didn't like each other.
Do you have any ideas? I don't know.
Here's what I was thinking. They actually don't know. Because if they did know, they would give us a flashback from either the Fast and the franchise movies, because who doesn't want to, I mean, this movie's already like 2 hours and 15 minutes. Why not give us some fucking B-roll of them smashing their heads together in Fast and the Furious, like 7 or whatever they got mad at each other?
I have no idea. Yeah,
but that probably never actually happened. They probably just didn't like each other, and so they didn't have anything to call back on. Like, they actually, I wish it would have been better if they, if Statham, killed The Rock's daughter or something like that. She's just, just terrible. Like,
yeah, at least we'd, know.
Yeah, and then they really don't want to work with each other. But it was literally they were ripping each other the way we bullshit oh, your face looks like a dump truck filled with monkey butts.
Yeah, that was really stupid.
And it's just the lamest burns ever.
It was
come on, man.
It was bad. I mean, what if something like this? It'd be more interesting if we had let's say we start the movie off with a montage, right? Who doesn't like to start a movie off with a montage?
Great start.
So let's say we have a montage of them, of the CIA and the MI6. I'm guessing that Jason Statham worked for.
Not sure. Okay,
putting these two together to work together, and it doesn't work out. They're excited to work with each other, and they're like, "Oh yeah, familiar face," But then they step on each other's toes and they fuck shit up, and then they flub up a couple big jobs. They flub up a project.
Right.
They blame each other. All right, you guys got to do it again. Okay, don't get in my way this time. They get in each other's way. They fuck it up again. And then they go their separate ways, right? That's a pretty easy montage. And then we know that they actually don't like working together and they're not good together. Yeah, and then they have this big one.
They have this job, and Statham, they're the guy's getting away, he's running away, and Statham, he's got the shot, but he might hit one of the Rock's best buddies on the force, and he's I gotta take the shot. He takes him. He fucking kills the Rock's friend.
Yeah,
but he gets the guy, and he's like, I'm sorry, I had to do it. He's like, fuck you, man.
Yep.
Right?
And then you
Would
build.
that have been too much?
I don't know. And then we build in that callback later on in the third act when Statham has the shot, and then The Rock tells him to take it, even though the bad guy has his daughter, and then he gets and doesn't kill the daughter.
Just kill my daughter,
please. I'm really sick of her.
Yeah, he sees it Statham's way. He comes around to it. He's like, you know what?
It's worth it.
Take the shot.
You're so right.
I was wrong.
Yeah. See, that'd be so much better. Yeah.
Or Statham's like, nah, buddy, you do it. You got
this. Nah, you do it. I'll let you do it.
I can tell you're not into it.
Yeah.
You're not really into it.
Yeah. Go for the turkey.
Go for the turkey.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay. So another thing I wanted to touch on.
Sure.
I love this movie's kind of fun. It feels like I have a lot to say about it, or at least I just I say one thing and then it leads to discussion. Next bullet point.
Okay.
Idris Prime.
It's over.
Why? Just why?
Why is it over? Or why is he in this movie?
Yes, like Idris Elba. I refer to him as Idris Prime.
Oh, I thought you meant
because he like.
I see.
He sounded like he was making like Transformers noises when he was on his bike.
I thought that you were saying that his prime over. Is Idris Elba's prime over?
No, I made like a Transformers reference there.
Okay. Well, I haven't really seen a lot of those, so my apologies.
Good joke.
Seen
them all.
Yeah. I hated it. I hated that he was in this movie. I was like, you could have got anybody, man. I mean, Idris, like, dude, come on, man. I mean, it's a good paycheck, but, like, I just don't, why? I mean, why? So many whys.
When did this movie take place?
Because,
like,
have
he was,
absolutely
like, riding,
no idea.
he was literally fucking riding, like, Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Like, his motorcycle was, like, I'm like, wait, isn't this just, like, a car franchise? Like, why can't he just, like, drive a motorcycle, like a normal motorcycle, like, make it fun, you know?
Yeah, why
just
is
do, like,
he...
a normal Fast and the Furious. Like, why does it have to just do, like, the...
Yeah.
Like, when it, like, completely breaks down, it's all, like...
It's so stupid.
Going under the bus. I'm like, what the...
Look,
who thought this would be good?
I know. I don't. And then, like, that was one thing. Okay, so in that same sequence, right? He shoots out Jason Statham's tire, right? Jason Statham does a weird car flip move, great. And then Idris goes into the side of a bus, right? And then Jason Statham just slowly drives away, and Idris gets up and takes his helmet off. He's like, God damn it. And I'm like, you can see the car. Just go after it. It's barely moving.
After they got out of the Russian base.
Yeah. They're in the broken down truck.
And they parked the car, and they're like,
yeah.
Well,
they're like,
let's go to Hawaii.
And you're like, what? They're right there. I mean, they're out of eyesight. Oh, I guess we better stop. There's no way we can get to them now.
It was literally like a Metal Gear Solid game where they had successfully stayed away from any bad guys for a certain amount of time, and it was just all of a sudden back normal.
So frustrating. So, can we go back to the Idris Elba thing?
Yes.
Where he took me out of it because I was like, why are you in this movie? Why is this character a thing? And then also, why don't you have a more original plot? Why are you taking Thanos' idea, which is everyone's idea, which is, hey, the planet's overpopulated. Let's kill half the population, and then we'll be better off.
I didn't know that was the plot.
Yeah, the virus.
I didn't understand what the virus was.
He literally said, I want this virus because there's too many people, so it's going to kill off the weak. Only the strong will survive. And I was like, wow, that's just like... That's everyone. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, you couldn't think of anything else. I mean, that's like the Wachowskis have a new sci-fi movie, and the bad guys are harvesting humans as batteries. It's like they do that every movie, and it's not an efficient source of power, and it's stupid.
Would you have thought differently of this movie if, like, the computer voice at the end, if the computer voice thingy LED like shorted out, and it was just like, and they like went to like where the guy is talking into the computer, and it's Dom Toretto, and he's drinking a Corona? Would you have unsaid all of the nasty things about this movie if that's what it was?
I would have had so much more to say. That was the other thing about the.
If that's the case. You fucking got me for Hobbs and Shaw too. Like, sign me up.
Shut the fuck up. So, like, another thing about what year does this take place? What is the audio here? Like, why? I mean, telecommunications is ridiculously overly complicated. Why do they have like a thing where Idris Elba walks into an all-white room that's all lit up with white LEDs for no reason? And why do we have a medical viewing gallery around where he's going to walk in front of in front of a display screen, and why is everything in the air? I hate those display screens where they put their hands up and they move stuff. That you can't see that stuff as well as you can see it on just a normal monitor. Why is that a thing? And then why are all the benches lit up from the floor all the way up the walls? Why are you wasting money lighting every single wall in here? It's stupid. Why are people sitting? Why is there a medical viewing gallery? And why are there only 6 people there when you could fit 27? Why are they in lab coats? They're not doing anything scientific. They're just sitting there watching him play with a display. Why are there 35 people in this room watching him? Right? He's a robot. He can't get sick. Why are there 35 people in a room watching him play with a display and see the news? Why are there so many people in there? Why does he have to go into a room and then they show like the audio levels of the, hey, I'm the bad guy, up and down? Why does it have to show that? Why can't he just be on a phone call? Why do you waste money having a whole room for that? What is the point? Why does it have to go all the way around it? Why is that whole room lit floor to ceiling? It doesn't make, I hate it. I mean, God damn.
So you're out. You're out on the Legion of Doom.
I just want to see their expense report, man. I mean, that is ridiculous. I would never approve any of that. I would say, why do you... There's so many lights, for one thing. I would say, why do you need... You don't realize how many electricians I'm going to need to get in there. Why don't we just use an abandoned warehouse? I mean, all we need to do... I mean, what...
I thought it was also funny too. After they convinced Vanessa Kirby to come with them, which I didn't understand her thing either. Because why did I didn't really get why she wanted the virus. Because immediately after she didn't have the virus, she didn't want to have it.
Yeah,
so I don't really understand why she took it in the first place. But
that was another thing. When she did, can I just really quick, when she did take it and put it into herself, and she jumped out of the back of the van, that was the first time Idris looked around and he was like, oh man, she got away. Even though he could probably see her running down the block. And he was like, God damn it, she got away. Right. Anyway.
He lost his Wi-Fi signal when they went into the parking garage. He's like, boys, I'm flying blind here, boys. I am shooting at random.
That's good.
Oh, gosh.
Sorry, I threw you off there. So you didn't understand why she wanted the virus?
Well, no, but I don't really care.
Okay.
I thought it was super funny after they all three got together after the 4th time that they got away from Idris Prime. And they went to Statham's little hideout, and they walked past all the guns, and they walked past all the cars, and then they walked past all the tech, and then they don't take any of it. They just change clothes, go to the airport, fly commercial.
Yeah. Yep.
Just so they can have the whole thing where The Rock gets strip searched, and then so they can have Kevin Hart in the movie.
And
because
by the way,
immediately, right when they get off the film, or right when they get off of the plane, they go into immediately into another. Here's all the tech. Here's this. Here's and it's wait, we just did that 5 minutes ago. Why you guys didn't take anything?
Right. And when they were you had all that stuff. I mean, you're doing a mission. What are you doing? And then when they were in Statham's place, getting those disguises, one of the things they said was, "Oh, these disguises will forfeit any facial recognition technology." And it was all Statham did was put a fucking cap on. Are you kidding me? I mean, her disguise was good. It started with hers, and I was like, okay, that looks good. But then I was like, are you kidding? You just put a stocking cap on and glasses, and that's
got the high beanie on. He's not even covering his ears.
That's gonna fool facial recognition. And then The Rock just has a tight tracksuit on, and that's it. That's gonna fool. I just don't. And then on the airplane, when they're having that stupid fight, that dick measuring contest across the aisle, I'm like, does anyone notice that Jason Statham and The Rock are the only two characters that have light on them right now? Like, there's just light emanating from the back of these
assholes.
two random seats. I mean,
total assholes.
I'm like,
I hate people that do that.
No, it's...
If 85% of the plane is trying to sleep and you have your freaking light on,
well, there you go. Those two did
you're
it.
Scumbag. Scumbag.
And then Kevin Hart was It was just dumb. It was useless.
Again, Kevin Hart wouldn't have been my first choice, but Kevin Hart in place of any of these two as like the funny guy
would have been better. Yeah, you're right.
And I know he's done like 8 of those films,
yep.
and I didn't watch any of them.
And The Rock and him, 5 of the 8 were him and The Rock, yeah.
Right. But again, like, you have to stick to the formula.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they thought that one of these two could pull it off, or it'd be funny if they're both.
I mean, there have been so many examples of it. I mean, Midnight Run, you said Rush Hour, Lethal Weapons.
Yeah.
The one that did it the best was with Whoopi Goldberg teamed up with a T-Rex in the future. I mean, no one did that better. The T-Rex, was the T-Rex the straight guy in that? Or was she the straight guy? Which one was the funny person?
Literally, like, it's so...
that was a real movie, in case you guys are wondering. Look it up.
It's frustrating. I don't know. It's just frustrating how you can mess this up.
It's the simplest formula. It really is. I mean, look at, like, we referenced it a couple times, but MacGruber is such a phenomenal film. It's an American classic, and it did the buddy cop and the people not wanting to work together the best. And I mean, like, I mean, that's a high standard to hold something up to. But I mean, that's a ridiculous movie.
Or I mean, even like The Other Guys. The Other
Guys, better example. Yeah,
Wahlberg's a perfect straight guy.
Yep, and he's dumb.
Perfect when he plays straight, dumb, meat-headed, and then Will Ferrell is just
lifting the weights.
It's incredible.
Yep, he lets Will Ferrell do all the heavy lifting, and he can just be the dumb meathead, and it works perfectly.
Yeah, so.
It really is a disappointment. And, like, how long does this virus take to work? They said 48 hours, but it was probably 3 or 4 days. And then how do they go from a helo crash where they're all sweaty and kind of, charred up, and then all of a sudden they're in a helicopter and she's great, her hair is perfect, she did her makeup, her eyes are done. I'm like, this is not realistic, guys. I don't think that she brought this with her and then, was able to shower and do her hair and do all her makeup when apparently they only have 40 hours, which stretched into 72. Oh, I think I spotted, like, a potential rewrite or potential extra shoots in this movie. Can I tell you where?
Oh yeah, when it was The Rock jumped on to.
That's exactly he right.
With like a dress on.
That's
and then
right.
He jumped onto the fucking truck with pants on and a shirt.
That's right. And they had that one. They had that one insert shot.
He had to before he could get on the.
Yep. We both caught it.
Oh my god, it was so funny. Yeah,
it was so obvious.
The freaking truck, you had to like grab his shirt. Like,
yeah, it makes no sense. It was just like, because I'm like, okay, clearly with all the trailers, they initially were like, we're gonna have this final battle at night in Samoa, and they're gonna go ham, right? It started that way, but then all of a sudden the fight starts, and it's the middle of the day, and you're like, wait, what? And then The Rock is naked in a dress. But then a truck comes by, takes the dress off. Now he's wearing pants, jumps on jumps on the truck. Someone throws him a shirt, and he just puts it on.
Yep.
And then they start going. I'm like, why would you be worried about putting a shirt on right now?
Right.
When you.
Yeah. It's funny that we both noticed that because literally, like, I'm not like the cinephile who can like catch that stuff. Like I never notice that stuff, but I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
and this is like also at like the 2 hour and 5 minute where I am like completely checked out. And I'm like, where do we get to the thing where like Rock pulls down the
helicopter with his bicep
with his fist? But yeah, I was like hoping, and here's how I would have done that finale.
Yeah, let's hear it.
The Rock would have literally, he would have had to hold the fucking helicopter with his biceps for like the last 30 minutes of the movie. Like, I just want him there. I just want, like, every minute you just see like his muscles just tearing and maybe his arm rips off or something. Like, awesome. But
Damn.
no, it was like it was even that was kind of lame. It was like half a second. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, and then
struggle.
I was like, that's not how physics works. Just lining up 10 different trucks.
I didn't care.
And then,
I didn't care like that, like about that. I just like I wanted to be like cooler.
Yeah, it was like, oh, let's just turn on the turbo boosters. That's gonna do it. Let's just line them up, and then just releasing the chains, and it just bounces out and attaches perfectly. Like, I mean, those little things, maybe people let them slide, but I don't. And you can't just pile them on each other and think that at the 2 hour and 10 mark, like you said, I'm not going to notice it, because I am. And it's lazy and it's stupid, and it's like, it's not, it's just I just hate it. I mean, there's no care put into this at all. I mean, there's really a way that you could have made this movie, like you said, actual, like, buddy cop, don't want a reluctant buddy cop movie, but also, like, this could have been so tongue-in-cheek and so, like, meta and, like, you know, oh, we get that this is, like, the dumbest shit ever. But they didn't. They just, like, tripled down on it. They were like, no, we're going to be serious. We're going to take... and just, I can't. Some of
the Rock's lines, when he was talking to his daughter at the start, and she asked about his family, which is a legitimate question for a child to ask at that age... And he looks at her, and I literally, I thought I was going to have to leave the theater. I was laughing so hard when he's like, sometimes in life, things happen. Sometimes things happen, and they're not good. But it's okay. He literally, like, he sounded like Belichick, like, answering post-game questions about the Jets' defense. He's like, well, they're really, really good out there today.
Really they played tough game.
Played tough game.
Yeah.
We're moving on to the next one. Literally, just like he completely coach speaks his own daughter. Yeah. And I was like, all right, that's a zero answer. Like,
yeah.
Thanks.
You clearly don't respect her at all. to that she has a mom.
I thought I was gonna lose. I thought I was gonna lose it, and then when, at the end, when they're fighting in the rain, and they look at each other like, if we work together, we can beat him. It was like, oh, man. I'm all for spelling things out in a movie and just, and yeah, like, you can have those lines, but then you can't have, like, the other, like, kind of dumb, like, serious stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. I totally agree. And, like, more Ryan Reynolds. I mean, seriously, just make a buddy cop with Ryan Reynolds and The Rock, and I would love every single second of it. I mean, it was great. Even the little Rob Delaney part, like when at the same time that Ryan Reynolds was giving him, when Rob Delaney was talking to Jason, I was like, I like that dynamic. Give Rob Delaney that role. He would have been great at that too. Like, it just is. I hated it, and it made me guess what. It made me physically ill. Like, I went to it, and I'm not even kidding. Like 10 minutes in, I started to get this awful headache, and it got worse and worse and worse. And then we went out.
Did you puke?
We went out. Hold on. We went out to a bar after that. And we had a beer, and this headache's just getting worse, and I'm getting sweaty, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is happening right now. And I ended up
contracted the virus.
I ended up going home, and I started to get tunnel vision. I got home, and I just went in the bathroom and just ralphed, just puked everywhere. And
I'm really disappointed that you didn't do it in the theater.
I should have.
I don't know if I've ever mentioned it on the podcast here, but that's one of my dreams.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Is to projectile vomit in a movie theater. I want it, but I don't want it to be because of sickness. I want it to be because I'm so so shocked. I'm so appalled. Like something that I see on a screen, and I can't. That's my body's reaction to what I'm watching in front of me. Is I just I just start projectile vomiting. I really want for that to happen.
Did I tell the story about when I saw It Comes at Night in the theater and that guy puked?
No.
Yeah, dude puked when I saw that.
Oh,
I was like,
I'm so jealous.
I went
That's
into it by myself, and like
Hereditary was close. Hereditary is probably the closest I've been in a little bit.
You know, the neon demon got me. That was rough. That was an experience, man.
Right.
But yeah, It Comes at Night. Like, I started watching it. It was like 5 minutes in, this group of 4 or 5 just smashed, like, college age kids come in. They're so loud, obnoxious, and they sit up front, and like the one dude with the fluffy hair is just like being so loud, and then like some of the scary shit starts happening and gets really quiet, and you just hear and just splat splat, and then they fucking got kicked out, and yeah, it was weird, but hopefully that'll happen. You know, maybe it'll happen with both of us at the same time. Who knows? Ari Aster needs to get on that. If anybody's going to do it, he's up there. Him and RFN.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I said it wrong. Nicholas Weinref and RFN. I don't know.
Let it go.
Yeah, thanks, man. All right, I'm done. I'm done talking about this.
You out?
I'm out.
All right.
I'm Ben Affleck right now.
You done well.
I always take the heart out. You know, I'm taking it.
Take the heart. Let's get a couple more bags.
Just a couple more bags.
Couple more bags. Let's go.
I can't. We can't do any more bags, Ben. That's it. That's literally it. All right. Well, hey, thanks so much for listening to this episode. You can find us, me on Twitter at LukeLarson89, this podcast at L2 Podcast on Facebook, L Squared Podcast on Twitter, L Squared Podcast on Instagram. You can check us out on SoundCloud, on YouTube, and then I know we kind of mulled over a few different Patreon topics. Oh wait, hold on. Stop the outro music.
Uh-oh.
We gotta hear Adam Driver's thoughts on Hobbs and Shaw, don't we?
Well, Luke, I thought you would never ask. I've been sitting here quietly, waiting.
Sorry,
for what feels like the runtime of the Hobbs and Shaw.
Ooh, that was a good burn. I'm sorry to do that to you, but we'd love to hear your thoughts, man. We really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. I will just say I thought it would have more cars. That is my review.
Wow, scathing. I mean, that's a legitimate point. I mean,
thank you.
Thank you.
Fast and the Furious, not a ton of cars.
Not a ton of cars. That's really good insight right there. That's something you don't get everywhere else.
Right.
I don't know, do we ever finalize a decision on, do we have a new Patreon this month? Like a new tier?
Our new Patreon pledge is that we will go watch this movie over and over again. And I don't know, it just kind of sucked the life out of me.
Until one of us projectile vomits? Or until one of us just dies.
Give us money.
Please just give us money.
Actually, you know what? We're not asking for a lot. We're just asking for our ticket price back here. So, I don't know, like $15?
That's not a lot. $15
We're just looking to break even this week.
Oh, just the one time. Just the one time. Yeah, $15.
Yeah.
You know, really, I mean,
How about a 20 spot?
Yeah, 20 would be nice.
20 spot.
Yeah.
I saw the matinee, so I saved a little bit there, but you know, you gotta get your hot corn.
Gotta get your hot corn before the movie, not after the movie.
We also forgot how this relates to Manchester by the Sea.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I thought we were gonna dip in early there, but yeah. This is actually super easy. This is just
broke my heart.
This is just Hobbs and Shaw. Yeah, they're just looking at you. You broke my heart.
You broke my heart.
It's already broken.
Yeah, they looked at each other. And
did
Jason Statham say that to The Rock, or did Jason Statham probably said that to his sister?
Statham forgot his line.
And
then The Rock went on to insult him for being short.
Very
nice.
Very
they're
nice.
like, cut!
Well done.
That's a wrap!
Prince! I love it. Yeah.
So,
well,
all right. That's all we got.
That's all we got. Bye.
That's all we got.